Next on Be More to Do More podcast.
So it goes back to Kendrick Lamar. I can't fake humble just because you're insecure. You know, if I call somebody, maybe we need something. Hey, is any way I can get this? You know, I need this for this, and it'll be like, nah, chip in with me later. But when I would watch other people call and ask for something, they would get it. But I noticed something about the way that they asked. I was like, let me try that. So I'll be like, hey, man, right now I've got this right going on, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Hey, I just need a big favor from them. Can I get this? I'm like, I really need, man, like, hey, come on, like, I need you to. All right, let me see what I can find out, right? And I would get better results in getting what I'm asking for.
Right.
I think I've gotten to the point now in my career where I still find myself doing that.
Right.
But I don't have to do that anymore. And I'm just done doing it.
Let's talk about it. When the last time you told somebody keep their head up cause you concerned about them. Stick and move, we can get it done. Call it unity, it ain't no way around it. Cultivating, we get motivation from the big guy. We don't play about them. Going hard for the game, showing love, don't tolerate hate around it. Sticking to keeping it real, we never keep up with the scope. Wanna be more than do more than most. Wanna be more than do more than most.
This episode is brought to you by Lucilla's Cleaning Service, where your cleanliness is our business. Now, this company specializes in commercial and residential cleaning. So if you want a free quote, be sure to reach out to their website at www.lucillascleaningservice.com.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to Be More to Do More podcast, where we help you to become the person you need to become to do the things you call to do. Your boy Tone in the building. And
Henry Allen Harden, the third.
Don't forget the
three.
You already know.
Here we go.
Hey, bro.
Here we go.
Hey, bro.
We're potting.
We're potting, man. We're back in this building on the Tuesday. You guys, it's Tuesday morning. All right. What are we going to talk about today, bro?
Code switching now.
When to code switch and when not to code switch. Nah, we're just playing.
Story time.
Story?
So earlier on in my career,
okay.
I used to call for, so all right, so you know, in network marketing, you're always on this personal development journey, and you're always positive. You're always like you can't let any negativity in because it may be the thing that sets you back 100 years, right?
Right.
So going into corporate America though, it's a little different, right?
Right.
You know, there's, I'm gonna say there's constant negativity, but there's people aren't as developed as or personally developed as someone in the, you know, in that personal development space or network marketing space, right?
Right.
So I noticed that some of my results sometimes would not be as good, or like dealing with people sometimes it wasn't as strong because I didn't necessarily have the right emotions behind things, I guess, and that makes sense. Because I was always positive, always like it's gonna work out. It's always, you know, whatever. So that positivity kind of backfired on me sometimes because it didn't sound like I was really in distress, right? Like I really needed something, right? So I would you know, if I call somebody, maybe we need something. Hey, is any way I can get this? You know, I need this for this, whatever, right? And it'll be like, nah, chip in with me later. I ain't got it. But when I would watch other people call and ask for something, they would get it. But I noticed something about the way that they asked. I was like, let me try that. So I'll be like, hey, man, right now I've got this right going on, man. I'm trying to figure it out. Hey, I just need a big favor from them. Can I get this? And it was like, they'll be like, man, I really need, man, like, hey, come on, like, I need you to, all right, let me see what I can find out, right? And I would get better results in getting what I'm asking for. And I think I've gotten to the point now in my career where I still find myself doing that. But I don't have to do that anymore.
Really?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
So, and I'm just done doing it.
Why is that? Why? Okay. Okay. Two things.
All right.
That I'm thinking. Playing the game. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think.
You talking Madden?
I'm not as good at that. I'm not as good. I can play humble, really good. Hey, you know, playing distressed.
Yeah,
I can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, just playing the game. So, would you not play the game, and why would you not play the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's. Sometimes you got to play the game, right? In certain instances, you got to play the game in order to get ahead, right? Like you have to be a little more diplomatic sometimes,
right?
And you have to be, you know, just it's part of being a leader, right? You have to be who you need to be for your team,
right?
And whether that's you talking to your team and communicating to your team, or you communicating to people that can help your team,
right? Yeah.
So you do have to do that. But in this situation, or in these, you know, okay, so it goes back to Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick,
lyric of the week.
Lyric.
I can't fake humble.
Okay.
Just because you're insecure.
Okay.
And I need you to do what I need you to do because I need you to do it. Not because I sound like I need it. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it do. But let's do something here. Let's assess that. I need you to do something because I need you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds strong. It sounds pretty dominant to me.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little bit of a D. I'm a little bit of a D. But like, sometimes you have to put emotions and stuff in you know, different conversations.
Right. Because
that's how people respond. They respond off of emotions.
Okay.
So so maybe I do need to play the game. I don't know. Now maybe I'm not tired. Maybe I'm not tired of doing it because maybe I realize I have to do it. I don't know.
Well, I think so from two different perspectives. The whole play humble because you're insecure. Mm-hmm. I get that. I want to go a direction with that, but I think we're gonna spend some time on, you know, that conversation. Mm-hmm. But playing the game, like in the corporate business arena, I just think is a part of playing the game.
Okay.
Just getting what you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like getting that information. Just by playing humble. I don't know if it's playing or, you know what I mean? Like, I think How to Win Friends, it talks about, you know, getting to the person behind the door or something like that. Something I forgot. I haven't read that book in a minute. But it's pretty much teaching you to butter up the doorkeeper.
Right.
The gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper is important.
You know what I mean? So like I need to talk to your CEO.
Right.
Cause that's just what I need.
Right.
What's she gonna say? Oh, our CEO is busy right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Think about it. What movie was that just happened in? We just watched Hot Cheetos.
Sure did. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hot Cheetos.
Hot Cheetos, baby.
Hot Cheetos.
I think it's called Flamin' Hot, right? It's called Flamin' Hot, right? So, but in that movie, right?
Right.
He had he stuck into the room. That's how he got so he got the CEO's number. And he had to get past the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper, right.
So how did he get past him?
I forgot that part. Tell me how.
So he called and he was like, oh, I'm calling from such and such. Oh, are you the plant manager?
Right.
No. Are you the blah, blah? No. Well, who are you? I'm the janitor.
Right.
Like she was brazen about to hang up on him.
Right.
And I'm paraphrasing because I really don't remember 100%. But that's
I remember that part, but I don't remember what he said.
But he was saying, but he ended up telling her, "Hey, I got this idea that's going to save the company. Like he started talking to her emotions because she knew all the things that was going on in the company's going down and all that stuff, right?
Right.
So he started talking about this idea he had and blah, blah, and because I think she initially told him that he was busy or he was in a meeting or something like that.
Right.
Try to put him on ice, right? But he sold it. He sold it to her.
Right.
In a positive way. So maybe you got to sell it in a positive way.
Yeah. I think, in that setting, corporate or business. See, I'm really good at being diplomatic. My dad always called me diplomatic. Diplomatic tone. I should run for president.
So you would have been running with Cameron and Joel Santana, huh?
Yeah, man. But I mean, it's a way of putting it, man. And I think like for corporate or business, it's good, because you can get through doors and stuff like you can get what you need done. Do it work for you? What are the results?
It works.
Okay.
It works.
Okay. Now, personal. Now that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, I think it works, but like I find myself. This is where it works against me, though.
Okay, let's talk about it.
We need that drop. Where it works against me is when something goes wrong.
Okay.
Or something doesn't go as planned.
Okay.
In my day, and if I'm around somebody, I feel like if it's, let's say it happened to both of us, right?
Right.
Not it just happened to me. Like it happened, like if somebody, if let's say that. I gotta. Oh man, right? Now that sucks. Like, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But my reality is like, all right, what we gonna do about it?
Right.
But I have to show that emotion. But I'm trying to figure out how to show that emotion in a positive way. A way that feels positive to me. I'm put it that way. Because I think it all works. Like you always focus on solution, always, but I need to find that. I need to find that out the way that works for me. I don't know. Maybe
it's just situational though.
Yeah.
Because maybe situational, like it calls for you to be like, nah, we need to do this. Or what we gonna do about it? Because what was that? On Threads. What was that quote on? And I saw you comment, take action. You know what I mean? Like
I sure don't forget.
It was pretty much saying that now you can call and talk to me about your problems one time.
Oh yeah.
But the second time,
right,
we need a solution.
Right.
So I get it. Like maybe the first time, you come to you complaining, but the second time, okay, now we need to go ahead and take action. So I think it's really situational. You know what I mean? And I don't think it's gonna be like a setting where you're gonna be like humble all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Then that's gonna feel unnatural. I think it's just when and where to use that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might be right. You might be right on that.
I might be. What you mean?
Might be right on that.
I'm right. What you talking about? You know I got a problem being wrong.
But sometimes like people and I guess it goes to another part of this, but like sometimes we start to Lupe Fiasco had this song. I don't remember what song it was. Or what album it was, but
right.
He had a song called "Dumb It Down." You ever heard the song "Dumb It Down"?
No, I haven't.
Dumb it down. Dumb it down.
Nah.
No. Okay.
Nah, I haven't.
But like, he's basically talking in this song. He's talking about like artists or like whatever, like dumbing yourself down for like you basically like you talking too woke or you talking, too intellectual or whatever. Like you need to, you need to come up with a simple hook. You need to come up with some simple bars. Like you can't be too complex.
Right.
Just dumb it down.
Right.
And so sometimes like that may prevent you from reaching your fullest potential.
I think so. Yeah.
Because you're trying to appease somebody. Like, or you're trying to appease, not somebody, you're trying to appease a mass of people.
That's the second perspective, like the personal, you know what I mean? Because I struggle with that all my life, still do. Mm-hmm. I mean, internally, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you might not see it, but I struggle with it. Like I have this struggle where I feel like I need permission to do anything. You know what I mean? Like, why I gotta ask? Or, you know what I mean? Just, you know what I mean? Like, or because remember I told you that at 16, I used to study the Bible.
Right, with Strong's
and all that. So me and my dad used to have these high intellectual conversations, spiritual conversations. But if I would go to school, I don't want to hear none of that, boy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Similar to Big Mike. What Big Mike was saying, Big Mike the poet. He was saying, you know,
right.
he reading Langston Hughes in high school or middle school or something, and he would write these rhymes, but it was too far out there for the girls of his age group. Right.
So I spent a long time. I ain't gonna say a long time. High school is only 4 years. I'm gonna say 4 years suppressing that.
4 years in high school is a long time.
Well, yeah, but that's your one of your most impressionable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm suppressing that. So like now, like to fit in, I felt like I couldn't express myself. But in this generation, everybody woke. Everybody want to have these conversations. But I'm like, what was y'all like 20 years ago?
Right,
you know?
right.
Anyway.
Right. They were out there sinning.
But now I get it though, man. Like dumbing yourself down or making yourself humble so that somebody else can feel superior or feel... And maybe because you see their insecurity, you're trying to be like, I ain't trying to touch them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm going to just try to play... I think I'm down with that too, bro, because that always backfire.
Yeah. I think even in like leadership, right? Because all my doobies out there, shout out my doobies. You got some people on your team right now that they don't see the vision. They don't see they are insecure with where they are.
Right.
And you're trying to like pander to them, but you're affecting the entire organization by not like going all in on what you believe to be right. Or what you know that's going to work. And at the end of the day, right, like that person or that you know group of people, whatever it is, they just got to get with the program because you can't continue to fake humble to make them feel insecure.
To that case, I believe that's true. You know, you gotta play your D. You gotta play your D. It sounds so crazy.
Pause.
But you got to, because at the end of the day, it's your dream.
So we play your D. Just if you want to explain that,
okay?
So people know what you're talking about.
You know, we always talk about this assessment we did. What is it? You know, man.
Disc assessment.
Let the people know, man.
Disc assessment.
Okay. What is the D?
The D is your dominant trait.
Dominant trait.
So basically saying that you're going to take control. You're going to, force the situation if you have to.
Right.
For it to happen.
Right. Okay. And the I?
I is influence.
Okay.
So you're going to get things done through your relationships, through people. You want to have fun. That's how you get things accomplished through being very, I guess, diplomatic in a way.
Diplomatic. That's me, diplomatic tone. But I'm not an I, though.
Not an I.
Well, I mean, that's what it is. I don't know. But the S.
I mean, you got some I in you, sure, but the S is steady.
Steady.
So you're going to get things accomplished by whatever the status quo is. So if everybody is... doing things a certain way, you're going to do things a certain way. You're not going to challenge the system too much.
You're going to dumb yourself down.
Yeah, you're going to dumb yourself down a lot of times.
Well, I don't want to put a bad stigma on the S because I do see some benefits there, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's stable. You're stable. You're stability. Right. You're not going to rock the boat too much. I mean, it's always benefits to being that person because you're going to get indoors that other people can't get into.
Right.
You can't that D, that super, whatever, like... They're not going to be able to go in the same rooms.
S also stands for snake.
Ooh.
Sneaky. No, just kidding.
I don't know. You could be.
I'm just kidding. And the C is?
Conscientious or more calculated, very analytical person. You're going to get things done by through a plan. You're gonna sit down and really think it through.
Okay, so when I talk about D, so you really got to play the D card, the dominant card. Mm-hmm. When it comes to a particular mission, I want to say, okay, in our entrepreneurship, the mission. If you ain't on one accord with the mission, then it's just, you know what I mean? Like, no. So in leadership, you might have people who's not like down with the mission or can't even see the vision clearly. And because they can't see it, they don't believe in it, and then they want to down it, then you have to be kind of dominant.
Right.
No. See, that's why I say, I think I mentioned this, it was no podcast. We was just random conversations. And I said one of the movies I like was Jobs.
Oh yeah.
Or Steve Jobs. Like
you say you watch it once every 3 to 6 months?
No, that was Social Network.
Oh, Social Network. Okay.
Yeah. But Jobs, he was a D. You know what I mean? And I say it suited him because of the mission he was on. The mission called for that.
Right.
Because he was doing something that couldn't nobody see.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he had to be dominant. Like, nah, we're going to do it this way. Nah, we're going to do it that way. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But, yeah, I totally get it, man. You can't humble yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to those type of things. Now, like with me, there are certain situations where, like entrepreneurship,
right?
If God is giving me something, yeah, I'm gonna play the D role. But the little minute stuff, whatever. If I feel like it's not important, whatever. But strongly like contemplate. What is it? Conscientious and analytical and stuff like that. But yeah.
So no, I was thinking about another way of kind of fake humble, you know.
Fake humble.
I mean, even like the podcast industry,
right?
Like we could really dumb things down, right? And you know, have more entertainment value. Talk about, you know, latest whatever's going on in the news or
50-50.
You know.
So tired of just coming. What's another one? Anyway.
But we could do that, and you know we may get more views because people like Miss and you know that whole thing, right?
Right.
But I'm not gonna. Why would we do that when you know we got people that watch us that are really trying to you know become the person that they need to become to do the things they're called to do. Right. So So you got to have that. I guess what I'm trying to say is that you have to have that end goal of what you're trying to accomplish, because
that's true.
Without that, you may fall into drifting.
You don't want to be a drifter and
become that person that just drifts.
So we could be clickbaitish. We could is that humility? Nah, that's just dumbing ourselves down. Yeah, we could be clickbaitish, but nah. Just like, I mean, because for our nature, it won't work out for us. We could talk about something that's clickbait-ish, but that podcast won't be so long. It might be last 5 minutes. Because our conversation, like, honestly, this podcast is based on the conversation we really have. Right. You know what I mean? So, like, we're not those type of people. Yeah, we can talk about 50-50. It shouldn't be no 50-50. If you want to technically get into that. But anyway, that was not the conversation we have. So we have conversations that's conducive for us in our field, and that can possibly help the third person that's sitting in the seat. Right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
You ever heard that quote? What's the quote? How it go? The light inside of me. I'm not afraid of the darkness. It's the light inside of me that I'm afraid of. That illuminate something. It was like on Coach Carter, I think, or something like that. Oh. Like it's like I feel like that's what we kind of are battling with, right?
I think so.
it's really an internal battle because you got to be a special person to ignore everything that, you know, is going on around you and still stay true to what you feel like is right or feel like is, you know, the best way to go about a situation or
right.
It takes a lot of discipline to be that person.
Yeah, talking about to be a person of light.
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I struggle with that. Like, so I've been doing marketing, business. I ain't gonna say entrepreneur. I ain't gonna
entrepreneur.
I ain't gonna include that, but hey, there's some similar concepts there. But
that for now on, that's what we're gonna call it, entrepreneur.
But with my experience, you said it yourself. I feel like you had a lot of jobs. I have, so I come with a lot of experience. So like when I'm in a certain environment, like, so my last job, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Talk about it.
I've seen what would equate to success for a team. You know what I mean? But when you give your opinion, like people get, nah, that ain't gonna work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or,
rejection, huh?
Yeah. Or when you can see further than what, you know, somebody else can. That ain't gonna work because they can't see it.
Right.
So now you have to.
And it's crazy though.
Yeah.
That they tell you that it ain't gonna work because that's how they feel.
Right.
Versus like coming from experience. Like they say it in a way that makes them feel like, that makes it look like they know what they talking about. Right. But they have no idea because they never experienced it.
It's ego or pride.
Yeah.
And insecurity. Because here it is, and maybe, you know, some person is telling me that who I think I'm smarter than, telling me, hey, this potentially can work, and I'm going to just say no because I have the authority. Or I feel like I have the authority. You know what I mean? So I've been in those situations numerous of times, you know what I mean? And it gets to the point like, man, am I not being humble? Like, do I have to be like dumber or dumb myself down more? Because when you see things that nobody else can see, it just seems like you out there by yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, it's like, dang, am I here by myself? Am I just not being humble enough? Like, okay, another instance, like I reached out to one of my homies I used to work at the bank with back in 2012. Back then, you know, I had my own label. I had my own label, and I was doing real estate. I was doing a lot of stuff in business. And I would come to work, and I was talking to them about business. You know, I Amway, so multi-level marketing, and I'm giving them game, you know, that I'm learning, and they like, I'm getting joked on. I'm getting seriously teased. Like,
boy, you think you doing something, boy?
What?
Boy, you in that pyramid scheme, boy?
What you doing, bro? Like, why? You ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean? Like, here it is. What, 20?
Oh, you think you gonna make it rapping?
Right.
You know how many rappers out there?
And I'm breaking down the game. You know what I mean? So 11 years later? 2012.
Yeah, 11 years.
So I talked to one of my homies from back then. He wasn't one of the ones. Him and I used to have conversations all the time. He's like, bro, he was like, I don't know if you knew this, but you was always ahead of the game when it comes to business.
Yeah.
I almost cried, real talk. Because I was like, bro, for so long, I thought people wouldn't.
Thought you was crazy, huh?
Yeah. That's what it was. And I thought I was crazy. Even with buying a house, you know, like, I've been doing real estate, and then, you know, I was a part of a real estate team.
Right.
I see people acquire houses the non-traditional way, with, you know, without mortgages. I see people acquire homes, you know, with little to no money down. I saw this.
Right.
So when I'm giving the game as to some of the strategies on how we can do this, I'm looked at by people who's in real estate. You can't do that. Or, you know what I mean? Or attorneys who don't know anything about real estate investing telling me that's not legal. And then I'm looked at like, okay, yeah, man, that's just my little rant.
And I think, like, and here's the caveat to this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Caveat.
So silly. Because fake and humble means that you got to be somewhat of an expert on something, right? Like you have to feel super confident in it. And I think sometimes like in that situation,
right?
And I don't know, maybe you were, but like sometimes we're not always as confident in something. Like we hear something is a good idea and we know it makes sense to us because we heard it,
right?
And we try to communicate that message to somebody else, and it don't necessarily come out the best way. And I think that part of this as well is of, you know, living in your truth is you have to make sure that you're able to teach it. Like, don't just learn it.
Teach it.
Be able to teach it as well.
Right.
And that's how, like, you know that you know. So.
Well, question. How can you teach it when nobody first will want to hear the concept?
Well, the reason why they don't want to hear it because you can't teach it.
How is that possible?
Okay, so, all right. Okay, let's say if I sell ice cream.
Okay.
Right. And I got this idea for shaved ice.
Okay.
It's not ice cream. Let's say it's an invention, right? It's the first, you know, it's not a thing, right?
Right.
Well, you can't put ice, you can't make shaved ice out of ice cream, or you can't, like, that's not, like, people are going to debate you all day long, right?
Right.
But if you can teach them how to do it, right? If you got the quote unquote proof to do it, the layout for it,
right?
And when you go to talk to them, hey, try this real quick. Let me show you how to do this. Put this in the blender. Put this into this.
So you mean physically show them?
You could, or you can verbally show them too. If it's something that's an idea,
right? You
just gotta walk them through the idea of it. Oh, you can't do that? Well, hey, let me. Actually, you can. Let me show you why. Because you take this, you take this ice, you take this water, you take this cup. It's gonna work out,
right?
Like you can explain the process to them.
Well, given my example, I would explain the process, but they would say, "Oh, it's not legal." You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, you can get a contract on a house, and you can have them to deed you over the deed. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But people are like, you can't do that because there's a mortgage on the house. Yeah, you can have them to write a power of attorney and you can pay the mortgage.
Right.
And you can do a wrap around the mortgage. See, I can teach you how to do it, but you're not even comprehending the concept.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how can I teach you if you don't even, and then if you can't get the concept, then I can't even teach you.
Right.
Because you're not even that, but I can see if you say, show me how to do that. I want to learn. But if you say you can't do that, that's illegal. Mm-hmm. Automatically, you just cut it off right there. You know.
But I think you asked them a question, right?
Go ahead.
It's illegal? How so?
Right.
Walk me through how it's illegal. Because they don't know.
Well, that becomes a debate, and my S gonna kick in.
Yeah. Oh, you right. Oh, you're right. You're right.
All right, bro. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
Yeah. So I'm a little like, but if it's pressing, I'm not even gonna ask. I'm gonna just do it. Not real talk. It's just, and then I'm gonna be considered, I'm gonna just do it. Like, I ain't gonna ask.
If it's pressing?
Yeah, if it's pressing.
What you mean by that?
Like, if it's urgent, if my life depending on getting this house right now, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna say we need to. I'm gonna say we finna do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That just.
But you got a little D in you. Let me find out.
Man, what? How you think you can't be in the streets? A C and an S.
You can't be an entrepreneur.
You can't do that. No, you can't.
Right.
only reason why I haven't been like, I don't like the D. I don't like it. I just don't like it. You know, I don't have a reason to. I just don't like it because I don't. In certain situations, I see it work, but I see it backfire so much, and I just don't. I'm like, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying I don't like you, bro. No, I'm not saying that because you said that last pod. No,
I've been trying to tell y'all for like 10 episodes now. How many episodes we in now? Probably like 30, something like that.
That's not true, man. I'm just saying it's cool when it's pressing. So like our relationship, right?
Right.
I come to a point where I've thought it all through because let's go to strength finders. Ideation.
Right.
Intellection.
Right.
Restorative. Yours number 1 is restorative.
Yeah.
My number 3 is restorative.
Right.
And then analytical. No, it's not. Connectedness, the analytical. So if I went through the process in my head and it's just not coming together, I'm like, bro, what you think?
Right. Right.
Well, we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It kind of works together because I know that he's gonna want to take some action. Cool. And I'm at a point where I can't even figure it out. So hey, let's make it happen. But when somebody just come in like, yo, we finna do this, we finna do that. You go sit over there, and we finna. Remember I was telling you about my last boss? When I was 27, he was like 29.
Oh yeah.
That's how he was. He came in the branch. Okay, you gonna go over there. You gonna come here. I'm like, bro, you don't even know my name. Bro.
Right.
You just coming in here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's that type of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get.
So should he have fake humbled himself? Because he was right.
No, I think it's not even fake humble though, because you can know yourself, know your qualities, know what you're capable of doing. Mm-hmm. But if all you see is you, then you're not gonna get anything done. If you don't see the C you got, the S you got, the I you got over. We talked about this in leadership. Mm-hmm. If you don't see your team, that's all you got. Yeah. You come in with a D, you're gonna do this, and that's it. And I'm like, bruh.
Who are you?
Like, but if you see that your C is working, he can't figure it out. The S is just, doing the S. You know what I mean? The I is getting the people in, and you know what I mean, and friendly, but nothing is getting done. Then you come in, okay, I'm gonna need you to do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not really like being fake humble, but it's really just seeing other people.
Yeah, that's a super important distinction, right? Because there are a lot of D's out there, right? And you could think that you dumb yourself down by not coming in and playing to your strength, but the reality of it is, when you're dealing with people, you're really dealing with relationships, right?
Right. You got to see the board.
Yeah, you got to see the whole board, and right. even and you might. That's the thing about it, right? Mm-hmm. You might see the board before you even walk in the door. You know what the issues are. Like you're right. Like you're 100% right on what needs to be done. All right. Because maybe you talked to the previous manager. Like for example, right? Mm-hmm. I did a tour with the position that I took over. Right. I did a tour with them, and they walked me through each person that we had on the team, what their strengths were, what their opportunities were. Right. So I had an idea of every single person that on my team. Right. But the challenge was that even though I know them, right, they don't know me. Yeah. So I can't even though I can't come in and start giving them advice, right, or I couldn't come in without giving them advice immediately. And sometimes you got to be okay with the production to be a little bit slower, right, to build the relationship, right. And that's the tricky part, because you're so driven. Right. You've had success, it's like you going up that mountain and you going back down the mountain, right, or into the valley, and you're so used to achieving and success, and it crushes you because maybe it might take you 3 months, right? And depending on your position, like the higher you get, the longer it takes to turn that ship around. Yeah. That's why I love going to a small location, right? Right. A small location, I can turn a small location down in less than a month,
right?
And just
right
already like, but if you got like a big store,
right,
and you have 10, 15 people in your team,
right,
getting that store to turn around is not going to work as quick,
right?
Because you have to manage so many different personalities, and you have to, because they're used to a certain way,
right?
And you have to think about it and just be respectful too, right? Like it's about being respectful, because if you were used to doing something a certain way, somebody came and just said, hey, stop what you're doing that way is wrong, or that way is whatever, we're gonna do it this way,
right,
you'll be pissed off,
right?
Like what? And that's how you have to think about, like, as a leader, that's how you have to think about it. Okay, if somebody was coming to do that to you,
right?
And because you may feel like this, because this is the only way that you know.
Yeah.
It's the only way that you know.
Right.
So all you know is to do it this way.
See,
but
that's a big thing. That's the only way you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you have an opportunity to teach this person if they're open.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But you got to get the relationship first.
Relationship first. I think we talked about that in JP. We
did. So, but that's what it is, man. That's what it is. So like, if you don't have that relationship, you have to have a relationship in order to be like dominant.
I just had an epiphany, bruh. It just hit me. I just gave my own problem and gave my own solution. Again? I just said that I struggle with, because fake humble.
Mm-hmm.
I struggle with that.
Right.
But I realized that I don't like the D.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you see there?
Oh, because the D comes in.
Cause yeah, I think my base may be the D. I don't know, but I don't. Cause I tell my dad. I tell my dad. So it's a part of me that I don't like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think I tell my dad this. I've been telling my dad this since I've been growing up. My dad he's dominant, man.
Okay.
And I think that's what it is. That don't mean I don't like you, Dad. I love you, man.
But you just like your dad.
But in some aspects, it just did not work out.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think, dang, therapeutic, bro.
You think Lamar gonna be a D?
I know he is.
Yeah.
His mama.
Oh yeah.
So
high D.
So her mom, but his mom is the outward expression of who I am. And but see, look, only she would know that, and my dad, only they would know that. You know what I mean? But, and I think too, like being mostly with my mom, because my mom is, I want to say she's an S. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I see a lot of I in her too.
My mom, yeah. So I and S. Yeah. So, yeah, she talked to people, and so being with her. The D, I don't think it fit anywhere. You know what I mean? And the results I've seen from D's just haven't been good experience or good results. But then it's one like in me, you know what I mean? I'm trying to suppress. So, hey, how you doing? Being humble, like, yeah, how are you? Hey, I had a problem. I'm gonna just say I had a problem. I ain't gonna tell you where.
Okay. All right.
And the problem was that, I see you smiling and you're good, but then when we get in the meeting room, it's all like, it's different. And I'm like, well, when I'm taking care of business, I ain't gonna say I'm different,
right?
But I'm more serious,
right?
So the conversation is more serious, more direct,
right?
It's not like, hey, okay, cool.
Not that's fluff. Me. Get the flow. We passed the fluff. We in the meeting now. what you talking about? What you mean?
So yeah, in the business room, when we're having a meeting, it's like more, no, that's not how it works. It works like this, and I'm telling you, like based on my experience. So I think that's been a conflicting issue, and people were like, well, you good in 1 minute, but the next minute you all. So I'm like, yo, what I do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's natural. So yeah.
So I guess like it depends on the environment that you're in.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
So it's okay to it's okay to fake humble, but You're not faking humble because somebody's insecure.
Right.
You're faking humble, I guess faking humble, quote unquote faking humble, because the setting doesn't make up for, like the setting doesn't cause for you to be.
Oh, that makes sense.
You know?
It's not calling for me to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what it is too. So if we're in a meet and greet, I'm nice. I might even be I don't know.
Right.
But that's mom coming out of me. And my grandma. My grandma will go anywhere. Like when I take her to Grady sometimes, she will make a friend. Like, and me, it'd be in the morning, it'd be early.
Right.
Then as soon as somebody sit down, I'm like, here she go. She finna talk to this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, this my grandson, and he got a baby boy, and she gonna go. And I don't feel like talking to nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But in a place or an environment to be an I, it calls for me to be an I, so I'll be an I. But when it comes to making decisions, another thing, I struggle with clarity sometimes. So when I have it, boom.
Right. Go time.
Yeah. So that's just what it is, man. I'm gonna get off myself, man.
No, that's it. It's good.
Go back to you, man.
No, it's really. I want to make sure I hit on everything, but I think we knocked. I think we knocked it out.
Really?
You got a scripture?
Humble yourself under the mighty hands of God, and He will exalt you in due times.
Oh, say it again.
Humble thyself under the mighty hands of God, and He will exalt you in due times. I don't know what scripture that's one I just know by heart.
Dang. So, all right. So you said you would remain humble? Is it just always good just to remain humble and then just...
I said under the mighty hands of God. Ain't talking about nobody else. See, well, okay. So I want to make a distinction there, man. It says humble yourself under the mighty hands of God. Humility is about lowering yourself. So I can be who I am without minimizing you, you know. But because I am who I am and you feel minimized, I'm not responsible for that.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Say that one more time. That's it.
Yeah. So
that's it. Say it one more time.
I can be who I am without minimizing you.
Right.
But because of I am who I am and you feel minimized, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? So
how do you build that person up? Like, because again, like as a leader, right, you're walking into a deal or you already edited whatever it is, and you don't want to minimize this person's feelings, but you want to maximize your ability to solve. So how do you do that?
So again, situational, man. Like, is it calling for you to go ahead and maximize,
right,
regardless of that person feeling? Because that person feelings can possibly interfere, being an interference of you guys making it to the next level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what matters most?
Yeah.
This person to the next level, or saving that person's feeling?
Oh, okay. I got a good example for that. So sometimes we'll, you may have like a angry customer. Right. And then they're upset about whatever, right? And if you got somebody that's one of your subordinates, right, that is handling the situation, right, but they might be handling it poorly, right? And it's like, but it's not to the point where you need to jump in, right? But it's just to the point where you see, like, man, this person is not happy, and we are not saying the right things. We're not saying necessarily the wrong things. Right. We're not saying the right things to ease the situation down. And at that moment, right, you could feel like, because you know what to do. Right. And you know what to say. You hear it. Like, it's so clear to you. I'm like, man, just say this. Like, you got it right here. Just say it. Like, they're giving you all the answers to the test. Like, right. They just want to be, just take care of it. Right. Right. But if you jump into that situation, without allowing them to either falter or fall or whatever, then you become the villain in that situation because, man, I had it. Man, I ain't need you to save me. Like, you really did though, but they didn't see it at that time.
Right.
Because you just jumped in. But had you waited and really played, hey, how do you feel like that interaction just went?
And coached them.
Right. Then you.
So what? I guess it's situational.
Yeah, situational.
So is this person? I don't know the worst case scenario with what you do, but if it's that, then you jump in. If it's not that, if it's serious and it's gonna hurt your scorecard, if you know they might get shot or whatever, I don't know what they call it. Then you jump in, or even follow up with the customer. Let
it happen,
and then
follow it later.
Yeah, or follow up with the customer later.
Yeah,
the situations I've been in, as a banker.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like it might have went poorly, but at the end of the day, I let the teller take care of the situation, and I call and follow up with the person. And then we kind of smooth things over.
Yep.
And then you coach the teller.
Yep.
Hey,
this how that person felt when you said this. Because
at the end of the day, in that situation, the customer is both your boss and your subordinate boss.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if they see that, hey, this customer is our boss. They're paying our bills. We have to,
Yep.
Me as your boss, this is what we, you know what I mean? So like, yeah.
100%.
100. You just stopped, bro. You got something else?
That's it, man. That's all I got. That's it.
I felt like that was the end of that.
Nah, that's all I got. I mean, I think it was, I guess it's a little bit, I ain't gonna say it's because it ain't cut and dry, but like it's so situational that, you almost have to have, you almost have to be in the moment, to really determine what it causes for.
That's true.
But I think like to sum it all up, you should if you don't, all right. If you can't fake humble for somebody else to feel for somebody else to feel secure, so like you can't not do what you're supposed to do.
That's true.
To spare somebody's feelings.
That's true. Right.
But you should be aware of if you did do, is there another way to get what you need to get accomplished?
Right.
At the same time, maintain a relationship.
Right. Makes sense to me.
That's it.
Boom. You guys be sure you like, share, follow. Get this content out of here, man. Hit the bell. Hit the bell, man. Y'all already know how we do, man. And downloads, man. We need downloads and all that stuff.
All of it.
All that stuff, man. We good?
We good.
All right. Keep the head up cause you concerned about them. Stick and move, we can get it done. Call it unity, it ain't no way around it. Cultivating, we get motivation from the big guy. We don't play about them. Going hard for the game, showing love, bones, tolerate.